Alright, here's how I'm going to mount this little fuse block. This is just stuff you can get at the parts store. It's kind of neat that they make it so that you can actually click multiples of them together and lock them in and make them just a big row of fuse block. Downside, I can't just put a single power in and have it distributed. Everything's going to be individual. So it means a few more wires, but for this situation it's not going to matter much. I was looking at, oh, I got this nice little T-slot for mounting right on the side of the intercom. You'll do that. Downside is they got these itty bitty little holes for mounting these blocks, and of course they don't come with hardware. 10 doesn't fit. 8 does, but the head is still too big. It catches on the top. So end up with these very, very tiny screws that drop in there nice. However, they're too short and significantly too small to make use of this. So, thanks to the trusty everything bins, I have some screws that are meant to go into plastic with these pretty aggressive threads. Obviously I can't tighten it from the back side once it's in here, but I can adjust them so that they have tension and then just kind of forcibly slide it and stretch plastic a little bit and get it on there. Or at least that's the plan. So we'll see how that goes. As long as it's got some tension on it, it ain't gonna go anywhere. Try to get them both set where they catch. Since the holes in this plastic didn't have, okay, that one's got tension on it. That one's got tension on it. Alright, let's see how this goes. There. I doubt that's going anywhere. Now I got a little fuse block. It'll be for the power point, the switch to the radio. Even though the radio's got its own fuse here, I'll still just add, this one's just a 2 amp, so I'll just put a 5 in there to go through the switch. And then to the radio, just in case, I think it's also a 5 amp for the power point. And then if I gotta wire in any other fuses for anything that's directly behind the panel under the dash in the future, I got some extra slots. So that'll be nice. And then, yeah, it's got this little nice cover case. So despite the mounting options being dumb, I was able to figure something out. How to wire this thing up. I think my best plan of attack here is going to be to run everything here off of a relay, other than of course the HVAC controls because they're on their own system. But basically everything that's underneath this part of the dash or attached to it, I want to power off a relay. That way I can do it just from a single keyed switch wire coming from underneath the dash somewhere else. So I'm thinking this relay can mount right to there, and then it keeps a bunch of wires nice and short, and if I ever need to get at it, it's not too bad because this whole thing will come out of the dash with 4 bolts there. So I've just got just a couple washers and a nut you can put on the back of here, and that'll get this mounted up. I've already run 1 wire for powering the radio into here, that way I can add a secondary fuse. There is one in here, but it's kind of redundant. However, I just want to make use of this, and then I still got enough length to make the ground hookup. So I will need to go from here to the switch because I want it to activate the switch. The switch will need power from the relay. The cigarette lighter or power point will also need power from the relay. but I should probably run that through a fuse first. So I need to do the relay, fuse, switch back. I don't know. There's multiple ways of doing it, but we'll just get it figured out here one way or another. Mostly I just need everything mounted and then start running some wires. Well, this should be about it. So I've got to hook up a switched and the power coming in yet. Down there on the relay, that'll be the last two. I do have a power that can be hooked up, ready to go. We'll have to find the switched yet. And then I've also got a thick, heavy ground coming over, so I might as well just use that. So I can ground the relay, jumper from that over to the power point. And then it's fused once it gets power here. Gotta hook up the ground for the intercom, but otherwise it should be good to go for now. Alright, I'll spare you my struggling with this wiring, but got it all in there. It's ready to push in. I got just enough room to hook everything up. It really looks like a mess, but it's about as clean as I can get it, unless, you know, if I was really smart, I'd add a multi-point plug-in that would handle all of the heater stuff, and another smaller one that handled what I'm putting in right now, because that's another 4 or 5 wires, and but there's, shoot, 10 plus for the heating stuff. If I just put all that into 2 nice big plugs that had a, you know, connector that came all the way out here, it'd be super easy to put in, but this whole car needs to be rewired. So we're not taking care of that right now. We're just gonna get it done and get it installed. So yeah, it's working out pretty good, having just about everything hooked up to the panel. I mean, I had to do the switched wire, a power wire, a ground wire, and then plug in all the heating stuff again, so it really wasn't too bad. Alright, well, hopefully you can see. Yeah, well, some stuff we got here, huh? Yeah. Okay. Do we have power? Oh wait, no, we're not gonna have power because it ain't plugged in over there. I gotta remember to hook up the main power. Alright, well, we've got blue light there, so that should mean we got power. We can just verify. Yep, charging. Awesome. Okay, and if we any power there. Does not look like it. Well, shoot. Better look up the way that switch needs to be wired, because what I assumed is clearly wrong. Alright, so what I screwed up is that switch needs a ground. I had the wires plugged in the wrong place, and I needed to add a ground here, so now we're just going to jumper it into the power point. Just gotta warm these up. So one trick I'm doing right now is normally these, you can see how that shrink tube section is pulled back behind the end of the connection. Normally those are longer. I've been cutting them shorter because otherwise they'll neck around the end and make it super tight. And then you have to like cut it out of the way to get it to slip onto any of these male side connections. And what I was running into there was if I cut it afterwards, it was already shrunk tight enough that it wouldn't let it expand enough to push on very easily. Like to the point where I was worried I was going to break something for how hard I was having to push them together. So I clip it beforehand, it shrinks back just a little bit from the end. Even this one did a little bit, and then they're still easy to put on. Alright, now let's give this a try. There we go. Turn the light so we can actually see what's going on. There we go, we got power. So now, should be able to plug in the headset, wherever it is. Well, I can hear some feedback through it already, so let's see if I turn my phone on and play some tunes. I've got tunes. Awesome. Alright, the last little trick here is I gotta modify the plug-in, because normally they're meant to be able to encapsulate the plug, and I'm sure this is kind of like a dust dirt seal for off-road stuff, but because I'm flush mount I need to get rid of that. I already cut this one, and I was thinking maybe I should have left the flange on there, but whatever. All I did was take some side cutters here and just start trimming away, trying to get it close to the bottom. All the way around. Alright, now this is kind of rough, so I'm just going to hit it with a file. Alright, now the problem is it looks kind of discolored in places. So, I don't know why I remembered this, but there's something about plastics. That, it makes it go away, makes it a uniform color again. So, I don't know, the other one worked, so I didn't think I damaged anything with that little bit of heat, so. Cool, now those are ready.